Hey guys, back to the video, back again with another podcast. But yeah, right now it's podcast. And
so if you didn't watch the last thing live, what happened was our audio was not working.
Our mic wasn't working.
And
now we do. I literally got 2 texts from people.
Yeah.
From 2 different people saying my mic wasn't working.
So we're gonna restart the entire stream
so you guys can hear stuff.
10 minutes of our life wasted, but technically practice.
Yeah.
So but is our mic working now?
Yes. So
I really hope it is.
Yeah, it's working. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So
thank you so much for your
joining, guys. Wow.
But
yeah. So okay. So the first topic started because I have this lovely friend, and her name is H2O Climber.
So
okay. So basically, I gave her a Kit Kat.
Yep.
She unwraps it and bites into it without even thinking to break it. And then her brother walks by, and we tell him, your sister bit into a Kit Kat. And he says, yeah, she does it all the time. And first of all, my first thought is, are you serious? And my second thought is, why haven't you stopped her?
But it's designed so that way you can actually break it. Cause
it literally has a divot in it so that you can physically break it. So it's not hard to break. It's physically meant to break it. Even the slogan says, have a break, have a Kit Kat break.
A physical tear using sheer force.
Okay, so
that hurt.
Sorry.
Truth, kind of punchy.
Okay, no, it's okay. Yeah, it was just so scarring to me that my best friend did that.
Yeah, so that was kind of sad, but why else would they have that ridge if it's not designed to have?
Yeah, I don't get the point of that. It's literally meant for you to break it.
So, she told me that she did a survey with some of her friends on.
Oh yeah, we literally went around our school asking people how,
how what?
Okay, so me and my friends went around to our school asking people how they eat their Kit Kats, and we got some odd responses. The majority was normal, so they break it and then eat one at a time. And yeah, okay. And then we got these other 2 responses that were really funny. So 2 people said that they break it and then they eat the chocolate around it first, and then they eat it, the plain wafer.
You're gonna do audience participation.
Yeah. And
so Minecraft Master, which way do you okay, good. I mean, if you eat it in a different way, no, we're not saying that that's wrong. It's just that we find it very interesting on the many different ways.
I also found this other response, and it said, and this person said, so what I do is I break it normally, and then you break it horizontally. So you break it vertically first, and then you break it horizontally. And so now you have quarters, and then you stack them on top of each other, and then you get a nice little sandwich, and you eat it all.
That's very interesting.
That's really, I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
I also got another response, and it was the normal way, just regular. And then she said, and then my friend added, this person added, okay, so I eat it normally. Only a savage would eat the whole thing at a time.
Oh. But if you're eating the whole thing at a time,
well, if it's a small size Kit Kat, it would be fine. But if it was a bar,
oh yeah, you know how there's you know how there's giant bars now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
it's really bite into that, because now it's into 4. So then no one would actually be able to make a sandwich of it. Otherwise, your sandwich would be this big.
Yeah, because you would just be humongous, and my hands are out of frame. That's
That's
saying
how big it is. Yeah, and so one of the friends who was on our side who ate it normally, she went to the convenience store and got Mike and Ike's. I don't know if you've ever had them, but
They're sort of these candies that are. Well, we're just talking about the box mainly, so.
okay. So she got it.
Yep.
And then you know how there's a little slot there where it's dotted, and then you sort of stab it or just
Oh
poke
yeah.
it,
Where,
and
where
then
the Mike
yeah, and
and
then you can pour it out, right?
yeah,
That's
that's where the.
Instead, she goes to the seam of the box and gets her nails and pries it open. That's just so wrong.
That's
so
almost as
unsatisfying.
if you were to grab a. Let's say you have a delivery at your front door, and you know how the two flaps at the top.
They're
you're supposed
sealed
to-
with tape.
Yeah, you're supposed to cut that down the middle.
Yeah, so you get a knife and then you stab it, or a sharp ruler
Cut
in
it.
my case. Previous videos.
Yeah, go check that out. But instead,
That's
that's
sort
almost
of
like ripping the box,
that's just sort of like
all
tearing
sides,
the box.
and just ripping it down the middle and all
And
that
just,
stuff.
that's so unsatisfying. And so, yeah, she
If you were a
didn't like the outcome of
raging,
that.
if you're a raging 3-year-old destroying a box, that it's almost as if you're doing that. That was a very offensive analogy to some people, but
Yeah. And also, the other day, our family brought over some Kit Kats. They brought over some Pocky.
oh yeah, yeah.
And so Isaiah is sitting there the next day eating the Pocky, and
I know I
like
don't
Pocky.
I don't always eat it like this. This is just for the memes. I swear. I don't do that. But what I did is I said, hey, look at how I eat my Pocky. So I bit into it
He
lightly,
bit into the coating
just
enough so that his teeth could reach the
and then what I
breadstick.
did is I twisted the breadstick, so that way all the coating just comes off.
Yeah, and it was weird because he was sort of scraping the coating off with
Yeah.
his teeth and stripping it off. It was just ugh. But there's also that way where people eat it like a beaver, and they go, and they just eat it a lot.
And then go, just like that.
Yeah, that's also sort of odd. No offense.
Because you're shoving it into your mouth, but at the same time
Also,
you're
just
chewing.
saying I'm allergic to Pocky, so I can't really have a say in it, so I'm letting him do most of the talking right now.
That's how I eat my Pocky too. Nice. So you just eat it sort of while you're shoving it into your mouth while chewing? Or
Okay, so
that also brings me up to another topic. Do you know how cupcakes? This is a really big one because there's so many different ways. So how do you eat your cupcakes?
I had cupcakes about a year ago. That's not the last time we've had cupcakes. But during Mother's Day, we had these cupcakes, and so they were little mini ones.
Yep.
So then one person, they took off the muffin thingy. Well, they took off the layer. They took off the wrapping, and then they ripped it in the middle, the cake part, and put it on top to make a sandwich, and then they bit into it like a cupcake sandwich.
Is that the same person that did the Kit Kat sandwich? Okay.
But and then there's always those little kids that just lick the ice cream, the icing off, and then they say they're done. I cannot tell you how many times that has happened and how annoying it is. They lick it off, and then they're just done with it.
But I eat it. When it comes to those mini cupcakes, what I do is I just eat it whole.
Yeah, 'cause your mouth is
I
huge.
inhale it.
Your mouth is huge.
But there's also people that I've seen people that they take off the bottom part. They eat that first, and then they eat the
so
ice
tell
cream.
us how you eat your Kit Kat. Your
Put it in the live chat.
Yeah, and cause it's really interesting to know. There's so many ways. There's those things where you just eat it, and then it's really odd.
I eat Pocky Beaver style. I mean, I feel like most people do that.
Yeah.
But
going back to the
how do you eat your?
To be honest, I take the wrapping off and then I just bite into it. Cupcake,
Really?
well, cake and icing it all, because then that way you get an even balance. Because whereas if you just ate the cake first, or if you just ate the icing first, then you wouldn't get that even nice balance. Not make it a nice.
I eat cupcakes from the bottom up. Yeah, I understand that, cause
from bottom up, then
the
save the
icing
best for
lasts.
last, you know.
Yeah. I mean, for some people that will be super sweet all at once.
Yeah, but for me, I've definitely changed over the past because I used to just lick the icing and then eat the cake. I was one of those kids that did not finish their cupcakes by
Really?
just eating the ice. No,
Wow.
no, did not finish it by eating just eating the icing. I know so many children who just lick it off and then they're done with the cupcake, and then they
Yeah.
make their moms or something like eat them. It's disgusting.
Cause you're eating the icing, which on its own is literal straight sugar. And then you're transferring your saliva to your parental unit.
But that's also the person who gave birth to.
But still, that's not.
Yeah, it's not as hygienic as it could be.
And
There's also those people who just have their own ways of eating anything.
I've actually changed a lot. So sometimes, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure I've been that one person that eats the icing, and then eats the cake.
We used to make cupcakes with fondant on it. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I also like to eat my cupcakes from the bottom up sometimes. Sometimes I eat it from the side.
I literally just
for me it
this is
depends
the
on the
cupcake.
day.
This is the icing. I just bite into it like a burger or something.
Wait, I gotta mute for 1 second. We gotta do something. Okay.
Yeah. So also, just saying, the other day a while ago we went to Kieran Koji's house.
Yep.
The other half of Kick.
Yeah.
Go
Keep the
subscribe to
crazy
that
ecosystem.
challenge if you aren't already. Plug. Shameless plug. But they gave us chips. Of course, I couldn't eat the chips because of sour cream. Scary allergies. And I didn't feel that good watching them eat they were doing it the stereotypical Asian way, and they had these little chopsticks, and they were eating the chips with the chopsticks. It's smart because then the grease doesn't get on your fingers. You can also use your phone, but it's sort of extra.
Chips are disgusting to you? Well, a lot of people like different things. So what they did is they got chopsticks and they picked up the individual chips, and then.
But you know those people who just grab a handful from the bag and then they go.
I find that pretty unhygienic.
But you're also our mom.
The green screen working.
Yes. Our mom always tells us to pour it out into a bowl so that
you don't have to dig your hands inside the bag and.
Yeah, because it's just cleaner, and it's less messy.
Because you know how there's those jumbo bags, right? That are just huge.
They're just too big.
If you're onto your last bit and you don't roll down
you're gonna get your entire hand.
Yeah, it's gonna. It's
your
pretty much
equivalent. Submerged in disgusting. Well, not disgusting, but
this isn't related to food. But if it's oil, then it's really hard to wash off because you need to have soap on the entire part because otherwise it's gonna just come right off.
It's just so unhygienic. Also, bring us to our next thing. How do you eat your noodles? What utensils do you use?
Crush the chips and eat it with a spoon.
Okay, that's kind of what utensils do you use to eat your noodles? Because I know those stereotypical Asians will eat it and just use chopsticks, right? But then there's those other people who use forks and then forks and spoon and then chopstick and spoon. There's so many different combinations.
So, for me, a lot of you will be different, but whatever I have in front of me, if we're out at a restaurant and they serve me chopsticks, I'll use the chopsticks. If they give me a fork, I'll use the fork. But I never really use spoons for anything.
Other than, I use soup spoons for soup. But for spoons, if we go to a different place, sometimes they give you a spoon and a fork, and you just sort of twirl the Yeah. But I just, again, use whatever is in front of me. Isaiah, you used to be so picky. So when both of us were younger, we didn't really know how to use chopsticks, which is
Oh
really
yeah,
bad.
for sure.
He would just make someone order him a fork
Oh yeah,
or just ask for a fork because
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not super social. I'm more of an introvert.
because you post videos on YouTube. I'm just kidding.
Now, because I don't have to talk to people directly.
Yeah, you film yourself.
We
Talk to
we
yourself.
use spoons for content. Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I use spoons for I use actually soup spoons for or kanji. I mean,
But
and then
obviously
for
I would
rice,
use soup spoons for soup. But when it comes to rice,
again, just whatever's in front of me.
for rice I never use spoons. I actually don't use spoons for anything other than soup.
Yogurt.
Oh yeah, anything
Well,
that's more liquidy.
Yeah, but then again, there's also specifically soup. You use a soup spoon, and also for cereal, you use soup. For cereal, you use spoon. No, but also this morning I had cereal. Played me, but
Yep.
I also realized cereal is a soup, and
Oh
I told
yeah.
that to my mom, and she said, I've never really thought of it that way, and so there
If
you
you
go.
think of it that way, then that means Chuck E. Cheese is a casino for kids. You're teaching kids to gamble at ages of what, 6 or things like that.
Mhm.
Oh, so our producer just sent us something saying, "How do you eat your Jello?"
I was gonna go on to another topic. You ruined it.
You know, what, go ahead first.
Okay, well, because this morning I was eating cereal, and then I was realizing that there's your milk. Well, unless you eat dry cereal, I'm sorry, but
What time is it now?
no. So
1 a.m.
no. So
5 a.m.
yeah. Okay. So my brain's going nuts. Oh yeah. So I was thinking, how do you guys have your cereal? Do you put your milk in first or your cereal?
Oh
in
yeah.
first? Okay, so I put my cereal in first and then my milk. Because if you put your milk in first,
It'll just splatter everywhere. Cause then you're also I prefer to put in my cereal first because then you know how much cereal you're having.
because if you put your milk in first, then a bunch could have sunk to the bottom and you'll think you're eating this much, but really you're eating
Or
that
it could float to the top and you'll think, okay, that's a
That's
good
a,
amount.
that's a good amount, but then in reality you're eating basically nothing. Just milk.
But cereal first? Okay.
Yeah, most people do cereal first, but I know a lot of people who put milk in first, and I just
It says next challenge. Use toothpicks to eat beans and baked beans and peas. That'd be interesting.
and also back to the thing that our producer sent.
How do you eat your Jello?
And
she
so
said,
oh goodness, so we went to this Japanese place and they're serving Jello as dessert.
Yep.
Isaiah decides. What do you
I actually
decide?
do this all the time when we're at restaurants. Now this is almost a must for me.
We also
if I'm
don't really
having
have Jello at home because it's just
Never had Jello in a cup. So the packaged ones.
yeah. So
But always have to eat it with chopsticks now, cause I just feel like I have to. That's just a tendency for me now. Before I would always eat it with
people use spoons.
Really?
That's another thing people use spoons for.
Oh yeah. But that's still sort of a liquid.
But again, sort of just using what's in front of me. I don't really use chopsticks. But then there's also those. Sometimes we have races who can eat it quicker with chopsticks.
For me, when I first tried it with chopsticks, I tried it as a joke, obviously, before I was obsessed. And I said, why is this so hard? Eat Jello with a dessert spoon. That would be. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Versus chopsticks. But I just after that, I did it again, and then again, until it just became a habit to have to. Because a lot of time when we're going out to eat, when we're at Japanese places or things like that,
Also, someone just said Jello with chopsticks. You must be a chopsticks master. He's not really.
I'm definitely not. Thing is, I can pick up Jello, but sometimes I drop my salmon when I'm.
You eat salmon with chopsticks?
No, because
I've never seen you eat salmon with chopsticks.
Master chopstick seafood. Seafood? I don't know how you pronounce
Isaiah,
that.
you're pronouncing that so not.
Yeah, that's gonna be super offensive to
Okay.
someone.
Yeah. Also, Jello's one of those winter desserts because you can't really have popsicles or anything in the summer. But in the summer, when you have popsicles, how do you eat? Do you bite them or do you lick them? Now, us too, we have sensitive teeth and gums, so we can't really bite them. We usually just lick it. But now that I have my braces off, my teeth feel more comfortable. So
Yeah.
I find myself biting and licking. So for the beginning, because if it's rounded at the top, it'll be smaller, so there's less to bite. So I'll bite it. And then after when it becomes too big, then I'll just start licking.
It depends on how cold it is. For me, I don't know. It doesn't hurt, but it just.
It's a weird sensation. It's hard to describe.
It almost hurts in a way. Because when I bite into, if you bite into, just like ice cream, it just doesn't feel great. And yeah, she got her throat.
If you haven't been able to tell while I speak.
But what was I saying? It almost hurts in a way.
Yeah, once
For
again
me.
with ice cream, I can't really have ice cream, so I never really have it on a cone. Not that typical soft serve, so it's pretty hard. So I just have it with a spoon. Yeah, it's more Sunday style.
But when you have a popsicle, the same thing applies. Cause it needs to be
it's just a really cold feeling, and it sort of cold burns, if you know what I mean.
But if I'm on a time crunch, then I'll sort of I would bite it if I don't know why. I just find
sometimes when you're in elementary or whatever, they'll give you food as a prize. My grade 6 teacher always did that. So you would get popsicles every week if your name was drawn on a cup. She was just really nice. But she gave it to you during lunch, but then I have this thermos bag, so I keep it in there until I forget about it, and then I have to eat it really quickly, and I just get really cold. Also, someone just commented you should try Malaysian ice jelly.
Is that sort of like ice kacang?
Yeah, ice kacang is so good. Ice kacang sort of, I don't know how to describe it. It's sort of
shaved ice?
Yeah, shaved ice.
But then there's
it's more crushed. No, it's crushed.
Yeah,
Shaved ice is shaved.
It's flavored ice, pretty much.
It's basically a snow cone, but with more stuff in it. So there's red beans, there can be lychee. Yeah, there's corn in it.
That sounds kind of weird, but trust me, it's
really
amazing.
Yeah, there's also those sweeter versions if you just have chocolate in it. But yeah, I also like those ones with the little jellies.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, back on topic, and I just have a tendency to lick it.
I just off topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I to be honest, I do both. I literally got a popsicle from my grade 6 teacher this year because she's nice.
It just, I don't know why, but I find it easier to bite popsicles rather than ice cream. I'm not sure why. It just.
I've never really had the typical soft serve, and so with soft serve, I just see people do this, but they sort of just bite it, but they're teethless, and then it looks like they don't have teeth, so they sort of. Soft serve, they sort of just.
It's because popsicles are harder.
Yeah.
I guess, but that means you have to bite into it for a longer time.
Yeah. Anyways, there's not really much else to talk about, so. No. So
What
there's
other
not
topics?
else much to talk about. So
We'll go until half an hour.
I say
5
no.
minutes.
No. So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
If you
Comment down
want to
below
see,
that you want to see more of these.
if you want to see better and longer podcasts, then be sure to
Comment down below.
Or-
just
and
comment
like
down
this
topics you guys want us to talk about.
and like the video, because that way you guys, so that way we know that you guys enjoy these types of podcasts and things like that.
Yeah.
I want to see more live and longer, please. Thanks. Okay.
Lives are honestly easier, but I feel like they're less genuine, so that's why I like to edit videos.
Mhm.
But if you guys want to see more live streams, that's okay too. If you want to see the uncut bare stuff.
Also, right now we're gonna fix all that stuff because the lighting.
The mic didn't really
If I
work.
tilt my head up, it's
Yeah.
we're gonna fix all that stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it more soundproof.
We'll be in a better location so that it's not as echoey. But hope you guys enjoyed that.
If you did, be sure to give
this a like if you still can.
a like and if you
Subscribe
haven't
if you
already,
already.
subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications.
Simple to do, just boom boom.
And it's completely free.
Yeah, it's free.
And other than that,
Hope you guys enjoyed that. See you in another video. Well, see you in another video/podcast.
see ya.
Peace.
Peace.
That was my thing, but also there's a really good video coming up soon.
It's gonna be
We have so many videos in line, but I'm waiting for you to post that video.
if